the first of these Christmas films we're going to look at, we've got 4 Christmas films to look at. Christmas is using the term a bit loosely for the last one. But the first one we're going to look at is on Netflix. It's called Best Full Stop Christmas Full Stop Ever! Exclamation mark. And Emma, you're going to introduce that to us.
Indeed. I am renaming it. It's the okayest Christmas ever. And basically 2 old high school friends get accidentally thrown together through the joy of a child programming sat-nav. Here's a clip.
It's gonna be the best Christmas ever.
Jackie made pancake shapes.
Just like I make.
No, these look like real things.
Something is off here.
Checkmate.
Nobody's life is that wonderful.
Freshly squeezed.
Just I ever had. I mean, it's the best I ever had.
By nobody's life, you mean ours?
Come on, let's get us a treat. Nice firm needles.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so best Christmas ever. I have my own personal views on this film. Emma, you go first.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of nostalgia. You've got Heather Graham, Jason Biggs, and who was the other one? Brandy Norwood, who I recognise from things.
Norwood. Mm.
But I wouldn't be able to tell you where from. But so basically Heather Graham is friends sort of with Jackie, and they don't speak to each other since high school, but they get the Christmas newsletter that's sent out, and she makes a comment and her son decides that they should go there for Christmas. So programs a sat-nav and they end up at their house, and they randomly then get invited to stay for Christmas, like you do when random people turn up on your doorstep. It's cliche without having the Christmas cliches in it, I felt. And basically the story is like Heather Graham's character's been saying, oh, you know, their life is wonderful and everything, but of course it's putting on a front about what's happened. So the story is basically her trying to find out dirt about the family to prove that their life isn't that great.
The true message of Christmas.
Exactly. And I mean, it has its moments. I'm not sure I could name any of them now after having watched it. But I don't know. I mean, it is traditional Christmas fodder in that you could accidentally have an afternoon nap to it. But yeah.
Easy. I think it's just you and me that have seen this, isn't it, Emma?
I think so.
I mean, one of the best reviews I read about this film, because I wrote it, described it as a festering turd of a Christmas movie.
Oh.
I thought it was utterly awful, I have to say. Brandy Norwood, who I actually found out is a favourite of my daughters after I posted my review, they said, a new Brandy Norwood film, April, let's watch it together. So, but I found her to be utterly dreadful in terms of acting in the role. The whole plot is utter nonsense. I mean, who lets their kid program the sat-nav to their sister's new house without checking it, and then just blindly drive across America in some direction and end up in some place that you said, oh, well, this must be the sister's house because the sat-nav going. It's utter bollocks, right?
Yeah, particularly that they're not close enough to drive to it, so it must have been in a completely opposite direction.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And in a house full of windows, why does it take an hour, in terms of film time, 2 days into the film before somebody notices that there's a fecking great hot air balloon moored in the back garden, right? That was the other thing. Next up, who accidentally hooks a sleigh with a hot air balloon ladder and then thinks it would be a good idea to climb down the ladder and jump into the sleigh? God, I was hoping that sleigh would come crashing 1,000 feet down to earth with Heather Graham splattered, blood spattered over the white snow. I was
Happy
so
Christmas.
hoping for that.
I think they did it on purpose for the culmination of the film to bring Christmas back to life.
I mean, that ending with a blood-splattered Heather Graham in the snow, that would have been satisfying, opposed to the schmaltzy, vomit-inducing ending that we actually got. I mean, it's terrible. It is a terrible, terrible film. Also problematic for parents is that there is a strong but absurd idea, obviously propagated by that know-it-all Beatrix, that Father Christmas isn't real, and she lays out the evidence for this in such a regimented and believable way that I think this film could cause a lot of problems for parents who let their kids watch it. The only positive for me in the whole thing was Madison Sky Validum, who's playing that little girl Beatrix. I thought she was actually really quite good in that role, and I found her very entertaining. Everybody else I wouldn't give the time of day. So I gave this a score of 2 out of 10. I think I was being generous. Emma, what did you give it?
Well, I have actually I just downgraded it. Now, I have been nicer than you about this film. However, I think I should downgrade it again. So I have given it a 5.
5. That'll do. Right, it gives us
it's still terrible, but
a 3.5 out of 10, which makes it the deserved, huge, great pile of reindeer do that it should be. Okay.